Talking Music with Big Andy. In this episode, Healthy Junkies are talking music with me, Big Andy. Hello, welcome to the podcast. This week I have with me a punk grunge band from London called Healthy Junkies. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey.
Lovely to see you. You were formed in 2009 and did your first gigs in 2010, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how you got together and about, how it all came about.
You were actually in another band, weren't you? And I came to see your band play in a venue.
Yeah.
Punk.
That's right. We were both in different bands. Actually, we met on MySpace.
Yeah.
Now that's going back a bit.
Yeah. Then we met at this particular gig in Punk in Soho.
And the venue doesn't exist anymore now, but yeah.
But we didn't write any music together for a little while because we were both in different bands, and I would strum something and Nina wouldn't be interested, or she would hum something I couldn't find. It just didn't work until one day we decided to write a song for one of your good friends, Lucy.
Yeah, that's for her birthday. Yeah,
she'd just come out of hospital, and we what could we do? Let's write a song. So we wrote a song called Glam Sister, which is on our first album.
All right.
So having done that, crossed that sort of line.
Then we just didn't stop.
Yeah, we didn't stop after that. And, the first gig we played was in October 2010 in Brighton. It was a all-day festival. Headliners were Gold Blade. Who else was on the bill?
Dog
Bones, Priscilla's.
Viv Albertine.
Viv Albertine, she was playing. So it was all running hideously late, and everyone was getting very drunk. We were anyway. Yeah. And eventually we heard that the promoter had run off with the money. And
oh, great.
And then we got on the stage after Gold Blade. They played their set, and they were brilliant. And 10 minutes later, they closed the festival. So that was our first gig. 10 minutes.
Well, it's better than nothing.
We didn't get our money, but apparently Gold Blade did.
Ah, well, it's the thing about being the headline band, I suppose.
Well, they're big guys. No one messes with them.
No.
You got at the moment, if I got this right, I've written it down here because my memory is shot. But you've got 4 studio albums out.
That's
more than that, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's 5 with Forever on the Roads.
Yeah, you've got 4 studio. One's like a sort of it's the soundtrack to the film about your road, your tour of US. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
All done in wasn't it?
Yeah. We went to America in 2018, did a almost 3 weeks tour there, and filmed along the way, just backstage, other bands, antics in the van, then came back and edited it all, and then put a soundtrack to it, and that then turned into an album, or double album in fact, which we released in lockdown.
Yeah. You got 3 EPs as well, and you've also done some collaborations with other people that you've got online.
Yeah, that's right. We did one with Neon Animal.
Yeah,
and
a song called Vive la Rock.
Vive la Rock, and then we did one with MK Ultra, a song called Kill the Hate.
Kill the Hate, yeah. I must admit, I like your stuff. It's I've always been into rock music. I'm into lots of other stuff as well, but I've always been into rock music, and it's the power and the energy that a lot of your stuff has got. It's just really kind of grabs you, It's kind of. But you've also got another side to you, which is like, it's not the power and energy stuff. It's kind of, I must admit, I absolutely adore your cover version of the Nirvana track, Something in the Way. That is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
The thing about that song is we did go to America. In fact, we went to Seattle a couple of times, and Nina organised for us to all go on a pilgrimage, basically, of Kurt Cobain, Nirvana. So we went to all the places he lived, where they played, the radio station, the record, everywhere. And so we were actually at the bridge, well, more than once, where the song was kind of.
We went under the bridge, so it's kind of, we had some footage. We put some footage in the video and in the recording, and of the water, you know, falling on the river there, the actual river.
Yeah.
The actual bridge, and you know, it's just like, I think we have a side to us that's quite spacey, I guess, and like
haunting, maybe.
Haunting, yeah.
That was, it felt quite, it was a haunting experience following your pilgrimage.
Yeah,
you know, going to the Lake Washington and going to the house where he, you know, where he committed suicide and all. It was quite spooky, in fact.
It was almost like kind of calling the spirit, you know.
Yeah, you felt a prayer, you felt an energy there, you know.
It's got, I mean, that song's got a lot of atmosphere and emotion to it anyway. But I'd say I really love your version of it. It kind of, you've tapped into that kind of emotion and energy, not the energy, but, you know, the kind of feeling of the song that was in the original. It kind of, you know, it comes across really well. You've toured the UK and Europe and the US. So I mean, have you done a lot of festivals, or have you mainly been doing sort of smaller gigs?
We do festivals, don't we?
We've done quite a few festivals in France, Germany, you know, in Munich.
All day of things.
Yeah, all day of thing. And in America, really, we did that one club in LA, which was really good, like
it was an S&M club.
Goth club.
Goth S&M club.
Okay.
That was. So we had a ready-made audience of S&M goths.
No, but it was almost like Slime Night in London or Reptile or something like that, you know, like an established club. So that was really cool, like on Hollywood Boulevard, you know. And but then we did some smaller gig as well, you know, where you've got no stage and you've just got people in your face and stuff, you know. So we just did like a bit of both, really.
We love playing Rebellion Festival. We've done 8 or 9 times now, and it's great because we know so many people there. There's a big community, sense of community there. Everyone knows everybody, and you go out for a few days. It's like a holiday for everyone to hang out together. And
in Blackpool,
you know, we get treated really well there, and the stage is a decent big stage or whatever. So that's always good fun doing that.
Well, Nice and Sleazy Festival, I mean, we did quite a lot.
The smaller festivals are good because they're more intimate as well. Nice and Sleazy up in Morecambe, we've done that a few times, and always good because, again, it's sort of like Rebellion but a lot smaller, so even more intimate.
Festival, don't we?
And we run our own festival, Punk and Roll Rendezvous, which is a venue called the Unicorn. And so we've done the festival itself, 3 years, and then one online. With this year we did it online. They let us have the venue. So we went in and we had like 30 bands over 3 days, filmed it, recorded it, and then we came home and edited it all down, and then we put it online over 3 days live. So we had to kind of, everyone was interacting and commenting, and it was just great because there was maximum 30 people in the venue at any time because of restrictions.
That was last summer.
But it was like, you know, the crew and the bands and a few people. But the fact is, everyone got to play, and I tell you, the excitement and the energy for those 3 days. No one had been out, no one had played, and everyone was just really on it. I can't explain to you how exciting that was, playing those 3 days and being there, you know.
So whereabouts is that?
It's on Camden Road. It's Camden Town, North London,
right,
and it's
between Camden and Holloway, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Unicorn Pub, and we've been running a monthly night there for like 9 years or something. Is it 10 now?
Yeah.
And so, you know, what we do is every year we gather together like about the pick of the bands, and we do a 3-day festival. It's always been free entry. Now, of course, there's questions on whether that's going to continue with the financial circumstances everybody finds themselves in. But it's always traditionally been for us free entry. We love that. Anyone can come, you know. So we'll see anyway.
Yeah. This is the problem at the moment. It's difficult to be able to plan exactly what everyone's going to be doing and when. And again, as you say, because the venues are having to try and find ways to get money back from the fact they've been closed down and not had the money coming in. So, you know, it is difficult to know who's going to be charging what.
I wouldn't want to own a pub at the moment or be running a pub at the, you know, it's just like the worst thing you could possibly do.
No.
But hopefully they open up and people go out, which they will.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for a bit of a honeymoon post-COVID. Things are opened up, gigs, live music. If it's anything like the feeling we had when we did a couple of gigs we did in lockdown during sort of moments when the restrictions are lifted a bit. If it's anything like those gigs, they were some of the best we've ever done. It's so good. We did socially distance one as well. But
I think people aren't going to take music for granted so much because they had to live without it for so long. So now they're going to they're going to go crazy. Hopefully they're going to think, okay, they're going to appreciate it, you know.
That's what we're hoping for, a honeymoon period of live music. And
so let's have a look at a clip from one of the videos. So during lockdown itself, have you been working on new material or what have you been doing?
Yeah, we've got a whole new album worth of songs. You know, we've already started recording it.
The follow-up to Forever on the Road. We've already demoed a bunch of 7 songs or whatever, 8 songs.
And we've already recorded
or more,
3.
actually. We've already recorded 3. Yeah, we've got an album's worth already. We just sort of, you know, finishing the recordings, but that's well on its way. We've been busy.
We've been making new videos as well for the Forever on the Road singles, so that was quite fun to do that in lockdown, because two of the things you could do during lockdown is rehearse and make videos, because you're still working technically, you know. It's like and something, and and it was a good thing to do, in it.
Yeah, we actually managed to do that.
Yeah.
And sort of, it was like when we went to do the video, we went to this disused office block, and we've done a video there before. Actually, it's a great place. It's the old job centre in Archway. Anyway, the people, the guardians that were running it, you know, we would sort of talk to Iggy, Iggy Crespop. He said we could have up to 9 people there. That was the restrictions. It's a working environment. So that's what we did, and enough room to space out. So we managed to make videos. And in fact, we've got a new one coming out on tomorrow. Yeah. So, which
cool, right.
it's called Streets of Olympia.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, you've been going for a while now. A lot of the bands that will be talking to and have been talking to on the show are bands that haven't been going as long as you guys. How have you kept it going so well? Because independent bands, if you have to, you're spending your own money, you're putting your own money to get yourself out there, to get the music heard, to get your gigs and your tours sorted out and all that kind of thing. How do you keep going for so long? Because some of the bands I've talked to are saying, like, you know, they've been struggling with the finances and that kind of thing, especially with lockdown and all that kind of thing, because they're not working. So how do you keep it going?
Well, it's always difficult to keep it going with a band, because it's at a level that we're at, because you try and sell your merch. You know, we've added some new merch items during the lockdown, and we've had really favourable responses for that. We did a sale, you know,
for
Christmas, and you know, and people have been really supportive in that way, to buying stuff online.
I also think it's like a long process, you know, if you want to get to where you want to get. I think that's why sometimes bands don't, because they break up before they even kind of developed, you know, fully or whatever. And I think it's a long process. Yes, it is. I mean, and you just have to keep going. And I think what keeps us going really is the music and is a creativity. And it's like, I couldn't imagine doing anything else anywhere. I'm no good for anything else, you know. So it's like, I have to do it, you know. I have to keep going, really. I think this is
it's a compulsion.
It's a compulsion. It's even for mental health and everything, you know, just making music is the best thing. And
frankly, we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves.
No,
yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Nina's right though. Give something a project time, you know, because everyone, not every, a lot of people, we all fall into that. You want something to happen immediately. You want it to happen, and if it snap your fingers, it happens. And when it doesn't, you're disappointed. Well, that's not the way it works for most people. You know, it's like you have to commit, build.
And also, I think the songwriting gets better. Each album that you make, you know, it always gets better. And this is, you have to keep.
It's a journey, isn't it? And I think if you can stick on that journey, you know, let's see what you can do. Although give yourself a chance, basically.
Yeah.
You if you had a lot of interest or pick up at all from like radio stations and people like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we got played a few times on BBC Introducing, you know, and like all the obvious one, you know, like Amazing Radio, you know, we had like TV channel like RTTV in France, you know, we're like one of those documentaries. So I had like a few, you know, good things along the way.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of internet radio stations that play us regularly. And there's a whole. We
got Rodney Bingenheimer in LA. You know,
he's been amazing. In fact, he's one of the reasons we went out there, because he's played us so much. I mean, he's played like individual songs like 5 times, 6 times. And
like it's Sirius XM, isn't it?
Sirius XM in America. That's been amazing. I mean, we've got a bunch of radio contacts.
Even like Fresh on the Net, you know, which is with Tom Robinson from BBC Six, you know, that kind of thing. But it's just, like, once again, it's kind of part of that process. We have to kind of get those people to know who you are and get familiar with you. But once they've played you once, then you can send them your next song. And
stuff. You're either on their radar or you're not. You know, if you get on your, it's just a question of getting on there. That's the hard part. But then again, that takes time. And that comes, you know, you think from a number of angles, you know, doing gigs, they get to hear about you, word of mouth, press or whatever, blogs. It's just all got to happen all at the same time, all the time, basically.
And what about like major record labels or anything like that? Have you had any interest from them at all?
We had a few, you know, like the American one, like we had a few things people
there
want.
was that management, was it that major management company?
Yeah, and it was kind of like a contract and everything, but it just seemed like too much of a commitment, to be honest. Like I quite like being DIY and doing things, but it seems to be quite.
I think we decided we didn't want to be told what to do.
The whole package was a bit,
well, that's always the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we'd get fired anyway, you know, even if we were
They'd drop us.
You know what I mean? Like they would.
Like hot rocks.
It is a problem though. It's the fact that you do get this thing of interference from management and record labels.
A full-time job, you know what I mean? Like you have to kind of produce that much amount of songs, and I don't know. I mean, it's just
not that we get the offers particularly, but they're the bands that we do know. Some bands we do know have been signed to majors. I mean, there was those 3 Polish girls.
Brains All Gone.
Brains All Gone. Now it's a young Polish band. Met them on the scene here. They weren't really particularly well known or anything. They got picked up by Sony, so Sony signed them, paid them to the album, put them on a couple of festivals in Czech Republic or somewhere. Nothing happened after a year. They also said they wouldn't allow them to play Rebellion Festival
and all the punk
and the punk gigs. They wanted to rebrand them, change them, so they were no longer punk, disassociate from that. And so they did all that, then dropped them, and then they came back and played the same gigs with us again, but they sort of got rid of the contract. So that was just one example.
I mean, to be honest, I think labels don't do anything that you can't do yourself. Like, I'm sure, you know what I mean? Like those days, being on a label, it's not like in the 90s or 80s when it really meant something. You were getting big advance or whatever. But
you know what? The most things that's happened for us in terms of either publicity through magazines or radio or anything has nearly always come from our own work and our own just contacting people and developing relationships.
No, I mean it's
the whole idea that there's a magic wand, you know, someone's going to come along and wave a magic wand and make it all happen.
I mean, realistically, the only thing that the big labels can bring is the budget for advertising and that kind of thing. But then again, that's only if they think you're going to make them money, they'll put money into it. If they don't think you're going to make them lots of money, they won't bother. Another video clip.
Another tricky situation. Every time I seem to get lost in translation. Oh yeah, but you're right, I'm wrong. Too late, she's
gone. Where do you want to go from here? I mean, you've toured most of the world, so where from here when we come out of lockdown and everything?
Japan for start.
All right,
we've got our eyes set on Japan.
Maybe the East Coast of America, because we did the West Coast.
And we're talking about going back to America. We've made a contact over there. So
we've got a new album coming out, like getting ready for this, getting new videos out, start picking out the singles, doing the whole preparing the whole machine again.
So we're working on the recording. We've got a bunch of live dates in the UK coming up as well. So quite a bit going on, and we've got a whole bunch of more videos to make.
Yeah, well, that's always good. I was just looking. I've been watching through your videos. I'm listening to your music and that kind of stuff. You've got some videos there that some music and some videos that I really like. We've got Watch Out, I really like.
Okay, right, yeah, I mean, not actually the most popular videos in terms of views, is it, that one? But
it was with Powell.
Yeah. we managed to get a room in a friend of mine was living in this bunch of studios. So I got a free room, small room. He was an artist, Spaceman Sam Hamilton, and that's his name. And he basically decorated the walls with all of those kind of what are those? The Guy Fawkes marks. That's the one.
Oh right, yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, that's we don't really play that song. I want to play that song again.
Yeah. I really like the song. I think it's great fun. I also like we've got No Control.
Oh yeah, No Control. Well, that's actually the one that got picked up by BBC. That one.
That song.
Right.
Yeah, that was done by Andrew Marshall, who we did 2 other videos with beforehand, and I mean, he did that one on his phone, didn't he?
Yeah, all really quickly.
He did it in about half an hour, I think. Film this.
Well, the thing, if you know what you're doing, you can do that sort of thing really well. I've got I Can't Stand Anyone and Some Kind of Girl.
With John Clay.
John Clay directed and organised both those. He's amazing to work with. He's so meticulous in terms of the detail of all the scenes and sets.
He had a whole script, and it was really amazing.
He gets a team together. He gets the lighting man. He gets 2 cameramen. He's got someone running around. He's got this. He's got that. He builds a team together, and he organised everything in terms of where the venue was.
He has a vision.
He had a vision in his head. You know,
that's the thing. I really like the songs, and the videos just complement the songs so well. They go so well together. It's you know, if you got the vision, then you know what you're doing, and it's great.
I can't recommend John Clay enough. He's just an amazing guy and really great visionary, isn't he?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it was a real challenge, and I learned a lot working with him.
One of the other ones I really liked was Tricky Situation.
Oh yeah, that's more of a recent one.
That's very recent.
Yeah.
Shogo, isn't it?
Yeah, with Shogo.
He's great to work with.
He's an amazing director as well.
He loves his effects, and you know.
I really liked the song. The song kind of grabbed me. It was like kind of, I don't know. It's difficult. I mean, I'm not very big on the whole putting people into pigeonholes of genres and that kind of thing, but I mean, it says you're punk grunge, but I think there's so much more to what you do than that. You know,
that's the thing. It's difficult to categorize what we do, because there's some people say, "Oh, you're a new wave band," and there's grunge songs, and there's psychedelic moments, tones, and you know. That's because we just I mean, we just play what we feel like playing, really, and it changes along the way. And in fact, the next new album is even more diverse in terms of sound.
Oh yeah, the next new album is not as punk for sure.
Yeah,
most of the bands I've talked to have said that it's kind of, they have to put down some kind of genre, because of the fact that if you don't get your music on Spotify, or you don't get it put onto different places, because they want something to sort of label it as.
That's music. Right. That's absolutely right. And in actual fact, not having a specific genre for us has caused problems in terms of where do you fit in, which radio station, which magazine, what are you? And so we've had a bit of that along the way.
We don't really know what we are, because like for the punk people we're not punk enough, and for the rock people we're too punk. So it's like, where do we fit?
And we could play one set that was very punk rock and another set that was completely not. So
this is, I mean, it's like there seems to be 2 sort of catch-all things at the moment, which is like either experimental or alt rock. Because of the fact that means you can do stuff that's different every time. You don't necessarily have to stick to exactly the same stuff, but neither of them really mean anything.
Well, it's all just like categories and boxes, so people can understand what they're getting, I suppose.
I know. I much prefer the fact that you could just have music and people listen to bands that they like and songs that they like, without having to worry about the fact it's like sort of, oh, I can't like this band because they're not punk, or I can't like this band because they're not metal.
Do you think that's something to do with the tribal roots of it? You're either in this tribe or that. You're a metaler or you're a punk, and you don't necessarily mix tribal.
Absolutely, definitely. I've never felt like that. I've always just listened to whatever the hell I like, and it's always been.
Yeah.
It was difficult when I was a teenager, when all my friends were into heavy metal and new wave of British heavy metal stuff and all that sort of thing, and I was going home and listening to jazz. And it was just
You're an outsider.
yeah. Okay, so obviously more touring, more gigs, more music and more videos are in the future. I hope everything goes really well for you, because I really like your music, and I like the stuff you do. The videos you do look great, and it's going to be interesting waiting to see what the new album's like, if it's more diverse than the stuff you've been doing.
Yeah, well, I'm really glad you got in touch with us.
Yeah,
and,
it was Instagram, wasn't it?
Is that Instagram?
Yeah.
Good old Instagram. I'm not even on Instagram. I would never have met you. So really
No,
good.
well-
Well done, Nina.
When I decided to do this podcast, first thing I did was I looked at all the bands that I'd already been following for a little while. All the independent bands that I've been following for a little while, and I thought I'll contact those people first, because they're bands I know and I like their stuff already. And you were one of those. You were already on,
You're on your radar.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was already following you on Instagram, so and been watching some of your videos and that kind of thing before. So it's been great catching up with the ones I hadn't seen before. It's been great listening to your music more. Thank you very, very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us. Good chatting to you.
It's been great chatting to you. And I have to say, I hope everything goes well for you, and that when we come out of lockdown, you can get back out of there and spread your name and music around all over the place again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, cool, man.
Thank you to everybody for watching, and don't forget, check out the Healthy Junkies music. I'll put links up on with the information for this video, and take it easy, and I will see you again next time. Bye. Talking music with Big Andy.